Hey everyone, welcome to the third episode of the Post Workout Podcast. I'm your host, Christian Castro, and today's topic is handstands. A particular way of looking at handstands is why are they difficult? Why are they hard? How can we make them easier? And what we can do about them. Always, please and remember, like, share, and subscribe to the page. I'm going to be posting every Monday, preferably in the morning. This one's going to be a little bit late. The Post Workout Podcast, and every Wednesday is going to be the neighborhood where I take a look at local parks near me and test out their workout equipment and see how we can utilize them to our benefit. Alright, so handstands. Why are they difficult? I gotta go with our first reason, which would be location. Where are we practicing our handstands? Are we practicing them in our home? Are we doing them at a local gym that we're going to that's mainly focused on free weights or just regular weight training? Are we going to a gymnastics gym, a parkour gym? Are we at our local park? Where are we practicing our handstands? Where are we practicing that we're comfortable at mainly? Being comfortable in your environment is a key thing to look at when practicing your handstands. I know from personal experience I would be nervous practicing them at my local gym, but then would get more comfortable and I would practice them with other people that would practice them at, like, let's say a local parkour gym like Firestorm Free Running or the YMCA gymnastics gym in Lakewood, California. Different places can change how you practice them, and then over time you start to develop a rhythm of game naturally just better with them depending on how often you're practicing. Repetition, I gotta add in there too. How focused are you on them? Are you doing them every day? Are you doing anything to support your handstand training? As in, are you doing core work? Are you stretching? Are you getting plenty of rest? Are you drinking plenty of water? Are you breathing? Yes, breathing. People forget how to do that when they're upside down. Another thing to mention about handstands is what they mean for different people. So for yogis or people that practice yoga, it means reveal in perspective. Oh, revival in perspective. My note was a little off because I wrote it wrong. As in, you're gonna see the world a little bit different from the perspective of being upside down. Not to make things complicated or anything, but that's just what it means. Another part of it too is your awareness. Awareness being your physical awareness, your awareness of space around you. Are you physically capable of doing the handstand? Can you hold your weight upside down? One of the ways people test that is practicing against the wall, whether that be kicking into it or walking themselves up, which I would gotta be biased about it. I prefer it just because you engage a little bit more of your core and it gets you into that plank position. You walk back up, engage the right core muscles and the right leg muscle, so your glutes and your quads have to squeeze together to make this interlocking chain with your abdominals when you're in that handstand position to keep you standing up upside down. Just like the way they work sort of while you're walking. It will make sense over time when I talk more about it. As I was saying, experience and awareness. How aware are you while being upside down? Are you a little aware? Are you aware that there's someone walking near you, walking ahead of you or behind you, in front of you, to the side of you? Is someone spotting you? Where are you? Are there a lot of people near you? It all comes down to your awareness of where you are in space. They say when you practice bodyweight training, you work on your proprioception, which means awareness in space. As in, you should typically be a little more aware when you're practicing more of these bodyweight movements of your area and as well your physical capabilities. If you're someone that isn't comfortable being upside down or inverted, always a fair way to test it is to be in a nice tall plank position with your arms straight, almost like you're getting ready for a push-up. Instead of coming down to the earth, you push the earth away and lift your hips up to the sky. Some people do that in yoga. It's known as down dog. Other people, part of the fitness world, called it, or calisthenics world, called it a pike lift. It all has different variations of the same thing, but as long as our goal is to be inverted, so meaning our hands are above our head, we're supporting our weight and our weight only, then we're getting somewhere eventually to our handstand. It just takes time and repetition. I'm going to keep repeating that same thing because there are people still out there, no matter how many programs are out there for handstands or things you can just buy online for them, there's still always going to be that of the amount of information we're getting. amount of access to information. So me putting this out there isn't, I mean, it is helping, I think, or it might not, but who knows. But there's so much information out there when we're looking up what's the right and wrong way to practice our handstands. It all comes back to you. I've worked with some people that have a hard time just staying in that one position of keeping their heels over their head. I'm sorry, what's the word I'm looking for? Or keeping their heels from falling over their head. So that means they're gonna either fall over onto their back, or they might not, or they're just not gaining enough force to even kick themselves to that height, or they just always fall back the way they came if they're kicking from the ground with their hands together here, or if they're jumping into it. Some people just have different ways of going into it and as well adapting to it. For my people that kicking up over their head, I would say for some it could be an abdominal thing, or it could be just, or they should be bracing a little bit more in different areas, whether it be their forearms, actively pressing. Imagine you're making tiger claws into the ground. Or is it something else, something more mental that something physical can't help with? Mental blocks are a big thing too. That's why they are difficult. You're going from always standing to now being upside down on your hands. Doesn't feel natural at all, honestly, the first time. It never will. If you're practicing for the first time, it will not feel natural. But this is how you know it can be eventually natural. Just remember, when we're children, what's the first thing we learn to do? We learn how to crawl, meaning we know how to crawl, use our hands. We know how to move with ourselves, with our legs, and work together. I really hope no one can hear that dog barking right now. And over time, we start to climb, use things to help stand ourselves up. But other people, on the other hand, like to go above and beyond. That person actually, fun fact, if you aren't aware, the first person to coin or perform the handstand live to the public and officially called a handstand was a professor named Professor Bolnetti in the early 1900s. He performed the first handstand. And it was recorded. It was part of circus culture, and then obviously spread out. But whether you're getting it from circus culture, yogis, your fitness influencer, wherever you get your handstand advice, just remember these three key things when you're working on your handstand. How aware of your area, where you're practicing, and also what do you need to practice your handstand? Do you need a little more core work? Do you need a little more prepping work, or someone to guide you through it? Do you need someone to coach you through it? There's many different avenues when it comes to practicing your handstands. But as long as you're following the number one rule, which is to have fun with it, be safe, and obviously remember one thing: you don't need equipment to practice it. That's another thing I completely forgot. I glossed over it. When it comes to your handstands, you realistically don't need any equipment. You just need the floor and the wall at the end of the day. Now, if you want to go above beyond, yes, you can get workout equipment. You can get a pair of rings to help you out with stability work. You can get some weights to help you out with your strength work. You can get a pull-up bar to help you out with even more strength work. There's 1,000 things you can do, but all that matters at the end of the day is what you need to do. Practice your handstands the best way you can, but if you need help with it, just to let you guys know, I do have a website where I do private online training. I have a sale going on right now if anyone's curious about it. It's monthly work, so we're going to keep you up on your accountability when it comes to your handstands, your overall fitness progression, updates, obviously. Some newsletters will come your way, but also you're going to get exclusive access to certain content that many others can't get to, and I hope you sign up for it. Take a look at that. Link is in my nice little description right there. And also, just to let everyone know, I will be competing at the Anaheim Fit Expo for a parkour competition August 5th. And the week before that, the 29th of July, so, oh my goodness, this 2 weeks from now, from 9 to 4, the Venice Beach Games will be going on at Venice Beach. And it's going to be fun. I'm going to be recording and talking to a lot of the athletes. I would love to get in myself. So I'm going to be from 9 to 4. It's going to be a long, fun day. Anyways, I hope you guys all enjoyed episode 3 of the Post-Workout Podcast. I'm your host, Christian Castro. Please like, share, and subscribe. And thank you for staying in and tuning in. Have a good one.